Okay. So, a quick recap of what we did so far. Uh,
Yes.
we
So
went
far.
through, uh, let me go through once.
Mm.
Uh, what we discussed so far was the basic fundamental human problem.
Mm.
All of us have some problems in life. All those problems are topical problems,
Mm.
and the foundation or all those topical problems arise from a fundamental problem that all of us, anybody born as a human,
Mm.
uh, has that problem. And what is that problem? That fundamental problem is that we don't know who we are. Not only that we don't know who we are, but we take ourselves to be contrary to what we are.
Mm.
While my real nature is limitless, while my real nature is happiness, what do I take? I first of all do not know that I am limitless. I first of all do not know that my very nature is happiness, and I take myself to be limited.
Mm.
That I am limited to this body.
Body.
I am not you, you are not me. This is
Mm.
what my thinking is. Uh, so mutual exclusion. This is what our problem is because we take ourselves to be limited,
Mm.
because we do not know that we are limitless. And what else? We take ourselves to be unhappy, or we take we have this understanding that happiness is something that is to be acquired. Even though we don't think that we are unhappy, what do we think? We think happiness is something that has to be acquired. Whereas,
Mm.
what is the reality? The reality is that we are limitless and happiness is our very nature. It is not
Mm.
something we have to acquire. It is like sugar doesn't have to acquire sweetness. Sugar is already
Yes.
sweet. But what if
Mm.
sugar doesn't know that sweetness is my nature and
Mm.
goes about uh, trying to acquire sweetness from rasgulla and
Mm.
and whatnot, all the laddus,
Mm.
then she has to be educated. Sugar has to be educated. Hey, sugar,
Yes.
sweetness is your very nature. And so also, just as the situation in this sugar, so also this is the fundamental human problem that we do not know uh, who we are, and not only that, we do not know, we have forgotten who we are. We take ourselves to be contrary to who we actually are.
We are. Mm.
So the whole life is in confusion and
Confusion.
frustration, and this is
Delusion.
how
Mm.
yeah, our life is right now. Hari Om Sajni, we were just recapping of
Hari
what
Om.
we've seen so far.
Hello.
Your jet lag is over?
Yeah, I think it's over, but I was thinking 5:30 today, 5 o'clock today,
Oh,
because that's what it was in India.
Oh yeah.
So when you wrote I was doing my yoga, then I was like, oh shoot. Okay.
so I
How
was
was your
just
trip? Sorry. No, I
No,
just asked how was your trip? Good?
it was good to see everybody and take the sun of India.
Mm.
I missed that sun.
I used your yoga mat today. I woke up at 5 o'clock and I said, okay, let us use Sajni's yoga mat.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Nice. 5 to 6
Awesome.
was nice period, and then 6 o'clock the mosquitoes started.
And now you know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So, uh, before entering Tattvabodha, I thought I would just recap what we saw so far. And I was just discussing with Tula how, as humans, we face a lot of problems. All those problems are topical problems. behind all those topical problems is a fundamental problem that is common to every human being. And what is that? That I don't know my true nature, something, and I take myself to be contrary to my true nature. So while my true nature is limitless and the very nature of happiness, what do I take myself to be? I take myself to be limited to this pushti, to this body, mind, sense complex. And I also take myself as an unhappy creature, as if I have to acquire happiness from somewhere else. So even if I don't take myself to be unhappy, what is my attitude? That I have to gain happiness from external means, from external objects. And so it is almost like the sugar has forgotten that sweetness is its nature, and it is trying to acquire sweetness from rasgulla and chocolates and barfi. So then sugar has to be educated that, hey, don't go on begging for sweetness from rasgulla. That sweetness in rasgulla is coming from you. Sweetness is your very nature. So it looks so funny, but this is exactly what we are in for. This is exactly the mistake that we are making. Another story that which is often told is of the 10th man, the 10th boy story I told in this class. I think so, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
how the 10th boy forgot to count himself and thought the 10th boy is lost. And so the 10th boy has to be educated. Hey, you forgot to count yourself. You are the 10th boy. You are that person who you are seeking. So it's the seeker and sought. The difference, the separation between the seeker 10th boy and the sought 10th boy is of what? Ignorance. Right? Until he remains ignorant that, oh, I am the 10th boy, that separation remains. So that separation is not that 10th boy is somewhere in US and he has to, this one is in India. That spatial separation is not there. It's also not that 10th boy will be found 24 hours from now. Not a time limit, not a separation in time limit. So what is the separation? Separation is of ignorance and knowledge. So the minute
that that it takes time for the 10th boy to realize this. Isn't that where time comes in? Is
no,
that where time comes in?
when the 10th boy is told by the elderly that, hey, you forgot to count yourself, you are the 10th boy, then what happens? Oh, yes, I'm the 10th boy. So that that we will not say a time in the sense that, when you sow a seed, a mango seed, it doesn't automatically grow into the mango tree and give the mango fruit. You have to wait for a certain maturity time. And even after the mango fruit has set, even then you will have to wait for a good season, 1 or 2 months before it matures and you can pluck it. So there is a separation of time between, you getting fruit. In that sense, the minute you know that you are the 10th boy, the minute I know that, oh, the mala was already in my neck, then, the mala is lost and, all my efforts will stop because there was no separation between the mala that I'm searching. I realized that it was already with me. It was just a mistake that I thought it is not with me. So we are talking about a problem whose solution is not in time, whose solution is not in space, that I have to go somewhere and get it. We are talking about a solution of which solution which I will know by knowing. So knowledge will give us that uh, freedom. Why did I talk about freedom? Why am I introducing a new word, freedom? Because we started with just the fundamental problem. But the problem doesn't remain the problem. This problem, uh, where we take ourselves to be contrary to who we are, what does it do? It gives us a sense of bondage. We are not happy being limited. Nobody is happy being limited. Nobody is happy just being, who I am. I always am trying to become big. I always am trying to become something greater than what I am right now. Why is that so? Because I am suffering from a certain sense of limitation, and associated with that, a certain helplessness. And I want to break through that sense of helplessness and sense of limitation.
And where
So,
does freedom come in then?
so freedom comes because there is this helplessness is not something that I take it for granted. I don't like it. Do I like that? It is like a bondage to me, isn't it? Any limitation, any rule that is imposed on you is like a what? Bondage. I want to be free. I want to do what I like to. This is our thinking right now. What do we think? When somebody poses some rules on me, then they are binding me as though, and I want to become free from it. That is our understanding of right now. What are we talking about? That our thinking that we are limited and that happiness has to be acquired from somewhere, that leads to a sense of bondage. It leads to a sense of helplessness and a sense of frustration. And this sense of helplessness and frustration is the sense of bondage in our life. So we must understand what is the bondage in our life. So any teacher, any Vedanta teacher will dwell a lot on this. They will make sure that you understand that there is a problem in life. So many people will say there is no problem in my life. I'm happy. I'm happily married. I have a good job. Have a nice car, nice house. I go for vacation. Nice boss, nice colleagues. Go for my birthdays outside. Comfortable life so far. AC. No problem. Where's the problem in life? So then the teacher has to show that in spite of all this, in spite of, all this, there is a problem in your life. What is the problem? Even with all your comfort, does those comfort, you just remain stand still, or do you always try to have something else in your life? Do you try to bring some change in your life, even with everything, even when everything goes fine? Don't you try to change your life? If your life is comfortable as is, why do you need to change your life? Why do you need to bring any change in your life? Why do you need to bring change? Why do you need to change your sofa? Your sofa doesn't need any repairing. It is fine as is. Then why do you need to bring that, okay, let me change this dining table from here to this. Let me do this. Let me change the curtains. Why do you need to do this? So the teacher tries to make you see that, hey, there is something else. It's not for the sake of changing that you're changing things. You are trying to be more comfortable and more satisfied. And so, by trying to bring some change in your life, in your setup, you think you will be more comfortable. And so, even if life is working all good, still there is a constant sense of, hey, I'm limited. I want to become more big. I want to gain more happiness. Even with happiness, there may be degrees of happiness. You may like your ice cream, but okay, now I have had vanilla ice cream for too long. Now I want some more variety. So in this sense, there is some change, something more. This much happiness I've gained, but now I think I want something more. So constantly our effort for something more. That slogan. There is a slogan in Hindi, "Ye dil mange more." It's a Pepsi ad or Coke ad. So it is like a soft drink ad, which you know that much Hindi, right, Sajni? Yeah. So our life is also like that. Ye dil mange more. So we are not fine with what we have. We always want something more. And
So it's
okay,
not the heart that's asking for more, it's the brain that's asking for more, the mind. Is it?
whether it is heart or brain, it doesn't matter. But something is asking. Something is asking that I want more. Even if it is heart or even if it is brain. Whoever is asking, their asking is not legitimate. That is what I want to show you now. Why is it not legitimate? Because their very nature is what? Tenth. It is like 10th boy asking for 10th boy. So it's the whole problem is very illegitimate. The problem is not there to begin with, but we are still living in that problem. We are suffering in that problem. Our whole lives, uh, many lives go in this problem, not realizing this fundamental problem. So we are going to enter into hardcore Vedanta into this, and I am just giving you the statement of the Shruti, the statement of what the Shastra has to say. And the Shastra, Vedanta Shastra begins like this. It states what you are, and we have to take it as pramana, meaning proof. So when Vedanta or Veda makes a statement, it is taken as a proof. Like when my eyes say that Tula has worn a pink t-shirt, my ears don't question. How can it be pink? Hey, it is yellow. I heard it is yellow. So, hey eyes, you please don't say that it is pink. I heard it is yellow. Will I ever do that? No. Why? Because for seeing, who is the pramana? Who is the evidence? Who will give the evidence? Not the ears, my eyes. My eyes as the faculty for knowing, this in the scope of seeing. So, as much trust I have in my eyes when I am seeing, or as much trust I have in my ears when I'm hearing. So, if my eyes see something and my ears hear something, so when I'm hearing, if there's a conflict between two messages, then I'm going to rely on what my ears hear, right? My 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 ears, that conflict will usually not happen. So uh, still, if my ears are hearing a sound of train, then any other, let us not pick up eyes, but and then let us say, okay, too many
Yeah,
ifs.
I
Let
have
us,
a, I have,
you have the
I have,
example?
yeah. So if
Yes,
let's say, for example, you're hearing that like it's train or something is going,
train.
right? So
Yes,
from that you will assume that you are near that railway or something.
yeah.
But then you, let's say for example, you smell fish market smell all of a sudden,
Yes, yeah, that is good.
something like that.
That is good. So when there are clash between two
Uh,
faculty, sense organs, faculty of knowing, then you are going to rely on that faculty for which it is pramana. Pramana, this is the word I'm introducing right now, pramana, for which it is the proof that no, because my ears heard, so this is what it should be. Because my eyes sees this as white, so this dupatta has to be white. Because my eye sees this as pink, so it has to be pink.
Pink.
So this buddhi, this attitude, the attitude that we have towards our faculties in their respective scopes, the same attitude now we have to develop for any statement that is coming from the Shastra, namely Vedas, namely Vedanta. We are going to study Vedanta now on. So any statement from Vedanta is going to be considered as this proof. Just as my eye is seeing this as pink, so also any statement from Vedanta is the proof. Now, if I don't understand that, then I have to see how can I understand it. But I do not question that how can it be. No, because Veda says so, it is Praman. So it is proof that it is so because you are saying. Now,
Pushtaji,
but my experience. Let me
in
complete just one
geometry,
sentence.
sure.
So, but my experience may be otherwise. So then we try to understand that my experience is this. So how do I understand the statement of Vedanta? So that is where reasoning will come. We have to apply the reasoning in such a way so that we understand the statement of the Vedas. Yes.
Well, I'm just saying that I can resonate now with this word proof. I've not heard it before in the use of Vedanta. But in geometry class in 10th grade, they used to teach us some proofs in the triangles and to find the angle, to find some, I don't
So
remember
there
too
is
much.
theorem and so in geometry there used to be theorems and there used to be riders. I don't know if you
We,
had the same thing.
we here in US, they would call it proof, proofs, like you're saying, this
Yes.
is the proof.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then they would teach us the technique. Then we would take problems and solve based on the same technique.
Yes.
And
So
this reminds me of that we wouldn't question that
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
true.
Exactly. Yeah. So there would be that okay, this is the whatever that hypothesis that this is the
X plus
hypothesis.
Y equals A, B, C, something like
Yeah,
that.
whatever that is. And then, okay, then you have to solve the problem based on certain principles, certain theorems, certain rules. We
Yeah.
used to call it theorems. Uh, so it kind of something of that sort. That any statement from Veda is coming as a pramana, as a proof, and so we try to understand it. So
If
basically,
you
I'm
said
emphasizing.
if our
Yes,
experience says otherwise, if our
so
experience
we
says
try to
otherwise,
understand it.
then we try to understand and reason. Okay.
We try to understand how it is so, but not question, not a rhetoric question that how can it be? I don't believe it. That's one way. Or the other way is Vedas say so it has to be true. But my experience says this. So how should I understand this? How do I reconcile between the two contradictory facts?
Mm.
So that
Mm.
can be. So there is place for reasoning, but we do not arrive at the truth that is presented in Vedanta by reasoning. We only apply reasoning to understand what Vedanta says. So, this is the major difference in the philosophy of Vedanta and a lot of other philosophies, including perhaps the modern, scientists, etc. Where scientists and all the other many of the philosophies they rely on logic reasoning to come at the truth. We don't do that. Truth is already there. We use logic or reasoning to understand that truth. So this concept we want to be clear, right? So um, so fundamental problem. There is a fundamental problem that although I am limitless and happiness is my nature, I take myself to be limited and unhappy, that happiness has to be acquired. And so this understanding leads to a sense of uh, helplessness and frustration, which is the bondage that every person is facing in life. What is the bondage in life? Bondage is not a real bondage, it is a sense, it is a notion. Like the 10th boy is lost, is his notion. He's not really lost. But until he recognizes himself as 10, he is going to revel in this notion. And so also we are in reveling in this notion that we are limited, we have to become happy. Happiness has to be acquired. So this is the bondage. Bondage is a sense. And what is freedom? Freedom is freedom from this sense of helplessness, sense of limitation. Freedom from bondage is the freedom we are talking about. That is also called moksha. When we say moksha, we are talking about freedom from this bondage. Bondage which is not real, mind you. A bondage which is not actually real, it is just a notion that I have been entertaining all my life. Even right now, when I am speaking, we are all entertaining this notion. We are trying to understand it, but it will take some time before we own it up. But at least, even if intellectually we are able to understand and see things that, oh, yeah, this is the mistake I'm making. I was already the 10th boy and I took myself to be otherwise, even that understanding will help. So we discussed our fundamental problem. What is bondage? Is bondage real or not? It's a notion. So if bondage is a notion, what about freedom?
Also a notion.
Freedom is also a notion. Right?
Freedom is free from that notion, is being
Yes,
being clear of that notion.
being clear of that notion. But is it actual freedom? You are not actually bound, so you are not actually free. You are always free. That is what you have to recognize. Okay, so we discussed that. We discussed a little bit of on pramana, that what kind of attitude we need to have with the statements coming from Vedanta. This pramana buddhi is a big deal. Why it's a big deal? Tula is wearing pink t-shirt. What is that? That's pramana buddhi. Do I have to, my eyes are seeing pink color. Now, after seeing that pink color, does my eyes have to meditate that, okay, I am seeing, but no, my ears are still saying it is yellow. So let me meditate. Tula is wearing pink color. Tula is wearing pink color. Tula is wearing pink color. Do I do that? I don't. And so also, after this statement of Vedanta, that I am limitless and that I am happy. Happiness is my nature. It's not something to be acquired. After that statement, do I have to do something? I am not limited. Happiness is my nature. I am not limited. Happiness is my nature. Do I have to do that?
I have to reflect a little bit.
I have to reflect on. But technically, do I need to do that? Let's
No,
do it
I should
logically.
not.
So
If I understood it, I don't need to do it. If
Yeah.
I forgot it, I probably need to do it.
Huh.
If my eyes are seeing pink color, after 10 minutes, after 5 minutes, 5 minutes back, I saw it pink color.
Mhm.
Again, I'm seeing it's pink. But no, my ears said what? It was yellow.
Mm.
So maybe it is not pink. Maybe it's yellow. So maybe I meditate. Maybe I forgot. Do I meditate?
Mhm.
Do I forget?
Not for something like this. No, eyes are sure.
So also, the Vedanta Pramana is no different. Any Pramana is no different. So where the clash is, we will try to understand. We'll try to
Okay.
understand, right? Just as my eyes are seeing pink and it has this faith that it is pink, it is not questioning. So also any statement from Vedanta, when it is uh, presented before me, I am not questioning. And but what happens is we are not seeing it. We are hearing it, but we are experiencing something else, and so we are not able to own it up. So the problem is in our difficulty to own up. And
Mm.
why is that there? Because there is a lot of clutter inside. Let me put it in simple language right now, and then I will introduce some technical terms. But we
Mm.
have a lot of clutter in our
Mm.
mind right now, which is not letting us see the truth as is. So, what we need to do is work on that clutter. So, the mirror daily in the morning, what do? I wake up and then I look in the mirror. What if the mirror is not clean, if it is dirty? Will I be able to look at myself? Uh,
Not
Depends, right?
properly. Huh.
Depending on how much dirty that mirror is. So then, when will I be able to uh, look at myself in the mirror? When I clean it. Now, let us say if I didn't clean it, has anything happened to my face?
No.
Nothing has happened to my face. The reflection also
Mm.
may be just as is. It's just the dirt that has been,
Mm.
removed.
Mm.
So also, uh, in that perception that we are doing of ourselves, what is in way is these clouds or is this dirt, and that dirt we need to work on. When we are able to work on this dirt and make our mirrors, the mirror of our mind, clean and clear, then we will be able to perceive. We will be able to. We are already perceiving.
Mm.
Uh, but right now we are perceiving our reflection not as is. We are perceiving it with the dirt. And so we are not able to recognize. The Vedanta is saying some statement, but we are seeing it with the dirt. So we are not
Mm.
able to own it up. So then the Vedanta will give us the means. What is the means? To do Chitta Shuddhi. We call it Chitta Shuddhi, purify our mind. So purify our mind and focus our mind. These are the two means that will be given to us so that we work on it, we keep on working on it, and our
Mm.
mind becomes cleaner and more focused.
Uh,
So
is Chitta Shuddhi? Chitta Shuddhi.
purification of mind,
And what the other one was? Focusing the mind?
single pointedness. So focusing your mind, making your mind concentrated so that it
Is there
can entertain one thought for a long period of time. See,
is there a
because we are
Sanskrit
going to
word for that?
Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. Chitta
Mm.
Ekagrata. Yes, right? Ekagra Buddhi. So, this is what is called for purification of mind. The mirror needs to be both clean and so for purification of mind, two examples are given. One is the mirror has to be clean. So you need to remove the likes and dislikes. I like this, I don't like that. So you have to slowly work on it. And we will see as we work on it, many things which right now or at some point were not acceptable to me are now acceptable to me. And when we are able to accommodate and allow things as is without getting disturbed, then we will be able to see things for what they are. Right now, a lot of projection is happening. So, before arriving at truth, truth is very simple. Truth is very simple. The hardest part is in clearing this clutter. And for that, even the Upanishad has to, time to time motivate us on doing our duties, and we also have to continuously work on it. So, one example for purification of mind is mirror. Second example is what? Uh, have you seen a water body?
Mm.
Uh,
Like
so,
Water body.
the Ganges?
yeah, take any river. When you look into the river, you may see your reflection, but
Right.
the water is flowing. So, how will your reflection be? It will be not still, it will be wave,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So,
Mm.
will you see yourself as yourself in a in that kind of reflecting medium, in a
No.
changing, fluctuating, reflecting medium? No. So
Mm.
you want a still surface. And so also purification of mind needs that your mind is still. Like if it is as wavy as that river, it will not let you abide in one thought. It will not let you abide in that I am limitless, I am happiness. With every change in every change in the thought or emotion, you will be carried away with it. So,
Mm.
so both this are needed. That you remove all the
No.
likes and dislikes that you have for people and situation, and you gain a certain focus of mind so that
Is
you
it
can.
possible
No.
to talk about the still surface? I didn't understand how that. I understand that you cannot see reflection, flowing water, so you want a still surface. And then how does that translate to Vedanta?
Because see, if my emotions, if I have mood swings, when I have hormones,
No.
pre-PMS, uh, what do I go through? Hormonal ups and downs, mood
And
swings.
yeah,
So when those kind of mood swings are there, do you find yourself in a stable condition?
I know.
No. So my mind has to be in what? In a stable condition. That even if there are mood swings, we have to go much further. That even if you see the thoughts up and down, you are able to stand aside, apart, and let the whole thought process, flow. Just watch it flow. Just as you watch the river Ganga flowing, just
Mm.
as you watch the river Ganga, rising up or subsiding down. So also you just watch your thoughts rising up and subsiding down. But when can you do that? When you know that you are not the thought.
Mm.
When something in us is still, then we can appreciate the wave.
Yes. And so that principle, this Tattvabodha, we will learn in this Tattvabodha. But
Oh,
I'm just giving you the overall picture, overall view. Uh, so, so the Pramana says you are limitless happiness, period. Vedanta is over. There's nothing more to be said. There is only one thing uh, in the universe, which is Ishvara. Whatever you are seeing in this world is Ishvara, is Bhagavan, is God. And that Ishvara is not separate from you. The Ishvara who is the self of all, the Ishvara who is present in everybody. Are you separate from it? If you were separate from Ishvara, then Ishvara would become limited because Ishvara doesn't include you. So you cannot be separate from Ishvara. And so Ishvara, the self of all, is also the self of I am, that very principle there in Ishvara. So there are no two separate principles. There's only one principle, namely consciousness, which is getting manifested as Ishvara, and which right now I think as if I am separate from Ishvara, but which this text, namely Vedanta, will show us how we are not separate from Ishvara. There is only one principle which is there in this universe. What is this Ishvara? And that Ishvara is not different from I. I am manifesting as this entire universe. This will be spoken of and we will dwell on it. But right now, a big picture. So, having dwell on Pramana, I will straight away enter into Tattvabodha. If there are any questions, just let me know as I go. Tula, are you able to read Sanskrit? Sajani, are you able to manage with a little bit Sanskrit?
I mean, very slowly I can manage. I did print the English version, but it looks like it's in Sanskrit.
Okay, I mean, no, I have two.
I printed the English, the first
That's
PDF.
okay. You have the English version as well, right? So that's fine.
There's 84 pages, the English version. I see, okay.
But that
Yeah.
is Swamiji's explanation on everything. So you can have that open as well. I highly recommend the other PDF that I have circulated. Please read that. Please read it as we go, or however you prefer. It will give you a lot of clarity. And this is one text that I want both of you to be extremely, extremely founded in. Because this is one text which gives all the prakriya, all the methods which are adopted in Upanishad in explaining the truth, in unfolding the truth, and the various definitions that the different Upanishads they use. So more familiar, and even you can go through this text again and again. That will make you founded in that one truth.
Okay.
So before actually entering here, I want to say there are a lot of things to be said, but I'll try to minimize the technicalities. But the fundamental problem is what? Ignorance about ourselves, right? Not knowing ourselves. And so, what is the solution? Problem is ignorance, and so the solution is knowledge. Can meditation give us solution to our ignorance?
Maybe it can help us clear the mind a little bit, but I don't know if it gives the
Yes, the role
solution.
of meditation. So that's why we have to understand meditation has its role in bringing the focus of mind. What about doing action? can doing anything makes you free from ignorance?
They can help us
Hmm?
exercise the body.
If you exercise your body, if you go to gym, can you get knowledge? Can you become free from ignorance if you go to gym? Or if you do some seva work?
I can
Will
get a little pain out of my body, but it just won't make me free from ignorance. Maybe it'll make
if
me body less painful and then focus more in class. I don't know.
Hmm.
if you if you do some seva activities, can it get rid of uh, can that get rid of the ignorance in your mind?
Somewhat. I think so, no?
How?
But yeah, I see what you mean. So anything knowledge is the main seed of that, right? So
If
by providing seva, I might understand some things which would enlighten my knowledge. So for example, when I would help people, I would know that how grateful I am. So that's still a knowledge, right? That is given to me. That would make me free.
let me give you an example.
Hmm.
Uh, the 10th boy thinks he is lost.
Hmm.
The boy thinks that the 10th boy is lost. He himself is the 10th boy, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know because he is ignorant of what has happened. So now, if he meditates, uh,
Hmm.
then will he know
No.
there is a 10th boy?
No, but he'll get
If
rid of his anxiety maybe about not finding the 10th floor.
but will he know?
No.
He will not.
Unless he's Ramana Maharishi, I don't probably know.
Hmm.
Is that how Ramana Maharshi knew?
He
No,
probably, no,
no.
probably not.
He went through the process. So by meditation, he is not going to know. Let us say if he did yogasan, will he know?
No.
Let us say the boy started helping out in, there was some earthquake somewhere, and let me do some seva. Maybe I'll find the 10th boy. He does the seva. Will he find the 10th boy?
No, but he might feel good about himself a little bit. That, it felt good to
He
do
may
that
find
seva, but
good, but will he know that he is 10th
No.
boy?
no.
Will any amount of doing make him know that he is the 10th boy?
Asking
No.
a sadhu might help him. That doing will help.
Only somebody pointing him out that, hey, you are the 10th boy. So that knowledge, only when his ignorance will be removed, then he will be freed from this ignorance. And there is no other path. Is that right?
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So then, so also here, the problem is what? The problem is not that something actually got lost, not that some phone actually got lost. If my phone got lost, then knowing that, hey, Pushti your phone got lost,
Mhm.
that doesn't get me the phone. If my phone got lost, then I have to work for it and see where is it. I have to find it. Here, if it is lost in space and time, right? If it is lost somewhere, that is space. So the separation is of space. Then I have to do what is needed to get it. Here, the problem is not of space and time. So this should be, we want to be clear that the problem here is not of space and time. So no matter of what I do is going to get me, uh, you know, this limitlessness
Mhm.
that I'm looking for. It is just a matter of knowledge. But still, I find myself to be doing something. And I have a tendency to always either do or meditate. Either do or to meditate. So I have this tendency that it is something to be acquired, or whatever I have in my mind, I just want to let it go. So I'm either meditating to just let go of this fuss or clutter that is in my mind, or I try to do something to either escape from myself or try to acquire because of my usual tendencies. So let me be clear that only and only knowledge will give me this, will lead me to this solution that I am already the 10th boy. I am already the limited self that I am looking for. So where is the place of meditation? Does meditation does not have any place? Does seva does not have any place? No, seva has its place. Where? Chitta Shuddhi, purification of mind, important place. There is no bypassing. So neither we are not bypassing, Vedanta is not bypassing bhakti, Vedanta is not bypassing karma, it is not bypassing seva or karma yoga. It is hoping that you would already have done that and come here. But most of us are not there yet. And so for us, we also study this and we also work on that purification of mind. This particular Granth also, it expects you that you would be a prepared sadhaka. But we all are likely not prepared sadhaka. But we need not be discouraged by it. We will use it as a tool that okay, I have some adhikaritva, I have some qualifications, I have some sadhana in me which has made me come so far that I am in this class uh, willing to and ready to learn Tattvabodha. So that means I have gained some punya in my life, and so that this urge to know this truth is there in me. But now I have to work a little more and purify that mirror, purify that mind, make it still, so that now I can see what the Upanishad or the Vedanta wants to show. The teacher sees something, he wants to show you something, but the teacher is on the top of Everest and the student is at the bottom, at the base camp. Will the student see? The student has to slowly work and be the level of the teacher's level. So that purification of mind we will continuously work on. But so that is the framework that Vedanta will unfold. Also, Vedanta is not giving us facts. It is giving us facts, but it is a whole unfolding. It's an unfolding. Uh, so how in in a story there's a development. So also Vedanta is not a story, but in Vedanta also you will see development of this truth. The truth getting unfolded in a matter like that whole, as if the flower blooms, The flower is the same, but you see the entire beauty when it is fully bloomed. And so also uh, you will see this unfolding as we continue to do the Shravanam. So right now what you're doing is Shravanam. So Shravanam is listening from the teacher, from the Shastra, what the truth is. During Shravanam, what happens is you get to understand the truth and you get to knock off what are the notions that you have been entertaining. Two things happen. What is the truth and what are the notions? So Shravanam helps you to identify things as they are. What else? Then there is a different prakriya called mananam. So when you contemplate on whatever you have heard, then doubts may arise. But what about this? What about this? But I experienced this. How to understand this? So to give proper reasoning, to understand that, that is called mananam. So connecting it with your life and the experiences of your life, and make sense of what you have heard from the Shastra. That is called Mananam. Still, you know, you may make habitual error. Now, there is no doubt that I am the 10th boy, but
Mm,
still, he may make a habitual error. So, here, Swamiji tells a story that how, there was a beggar who overnight became a millionaire. And as a beggar, he had this habit of whenever he would go to in a temple, he would beg for,
mm,
And so this one time, this some rich fellow is distributing some sweets. And so now this fellow has become a millionaire. So he is driving a Mercedes and going to the temple. But as soon as he heard that the millionaire is, or somebody, some rich person is distribute, distributing sweets, what did he do? Old habit. Gimme. Then he suddenly realized that, hey, what am I doing? I'm a millionaire. I am no more a beggar. I need not beg. So then he just slowly tried to uh, pretend as if this is just for my driver. So, but
mm,
the point is that habitual error may still remain. And for that, uh, Shastra, uh, they prescribe something called Nididhyasanam, which is meditation. Meditation upon the true nature of the meditator. So these three prakriyas, the Shastra wants us to go through: Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. We will be essentially doing Shravanam in this session. So with this, uh, we will stop. But since we have started this text, I will just do the invocation and then we can start tomorrow. So
mm,
Sri Shankara Bhagavata Padacharya Prantah. It's a text compiled, composed by one of the Shankaracharya, one of the Mahatmas in that position. We are not considering this text as of Adi Shankaracharya. It is from one of the Mahatmas in that position. So, the invocation, the author is remembering his Guru and Ishvara, and mentioning for what purpose he is composing this text. Vasudevendra Yogindram. So, this will be our prayers that I expect all of us, we will chant this at the beginning of the Tattvabodha text. Vasudevendra Yogindram.
Indram,
Vasudevendra
Devendra
Yogendram
Yogindram,
Nattva Jnanapradam Gurum.
Natva
Natva Gnanapradam Gurum,
Mumukshunam Hitarthaya.
Mumukshunam Hitar
Aya,
Tattvabodho Vidiyate.
Tattvabodho Bhidiyate.
So, Tattvabodha Abhidhiyate. Mukshunam Hitarthaya. I am going to expound this text called Tattvabodha. What for? Why do you need to do that? Mukshunam hitarthaya, for the well-being, uh, for the well-being of the mumukshunam, so that it will help this mumukshus. What are mumukshus? Those who are desirous of moksha, those who are
Mm,
desirous of uh, becoming free from bondage. What bondage? The bondage which is a sense of helplessness, sense of limitation that a person is constantly you know, feeling in this, he's constantly experiencing. So for that purpose, I am composing this text. How? Vasudevendra Yogendram Nattva. So having saluted my Guru, who is Gnana Pradam, who is the giver of knowledge, who has given
Mm.
knowledge to me, that kind of Guru, who? Vasudevendra Yogendram. Perhaps that must be the name of his Guru. Uh, this my Guru, Vasudeva Yogendraji. I am saluting to this Guru and composing this text Tattvabodha for the mumukshus who want to become free from this sense of bondage. So with that, we will do our prayers, closing prayers, and tomorrow we will start again. So you both can have the printouts. Either if you have transliteration, I don't have the transliteration in this one. Sajini, if you are able to find it, then you may. But at least you have the other PDF, which is our Swamiji's notes when he was in Brahmacharya stage. So his Swarupa Chaitanya. It's our Swamiji's lecture notes from.
With the yellow cover? That's
Yeah,
Swamiji's note?
that is our Swamiji. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
Okay. And I think the transliteration may be in, I'll check in Puja Swamiji, Dayananda Saraswati's book, Tattvabodha. I'll check.
you can check.
The blue book.
Tula is able to read this Sanskrit. So I'm going to keep this text in front of me, but you can keep the transliteration in front of you so that it is helpful to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. And Pushtiji, you have said that Mananam is contemplating of what I've heard, and so doubts may arise. Then what is Nidityasanam?
So Mananam is resolving all those doubts by proper reasoning. And Nidityasanam is just dwelling on the subject matter. So now I have no doubts about it, but that habitual error remains, that laddu, that millionaire begging for laddu. So now to remind ourselves, no, I am. So that that process is called Nidityasanam. So this need for Nidityasan, understand, and Mananam is also part of that Chitta Shuddhi. More purified our mind is, less the need of the Mananam and Nidityasanam. So more or less, most of us will need the Mananam and Nidityasanam as also part of that Chitta Shuddhi and the ability to abide in that particular knowledge. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll close off with the prayers. We didn't do the prayers, right? I don't remember. Anyways, we'll do it.
Okay.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri
Guru
Hari Om.
Okay. Hari Om. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
5 o'clock, okay?
7:30. Okay.